ClassicGameRoom.com.
Alright, now I'm gonna talk about LEGO Star Wars. It is a LEGO theme based on the Star Wars media franchise created by George Lucas.
Welcome to Classic Game Room, broadcasting from the Intergalactic Space Arcade, where I'm reviewing FIFA 13. What does FIFA actually stand for? For intelligent flamingos arguing, I salute you.
1999 to 2002, there is a Death Star.
I would say get ready to dust off that Sega Genesis, but if you're watching this show, you're still using it every day, right?
The word Star and Wars in golden text on a black outline. Here is a very
Now, I'll do what I can to not give away spoilers, but as much as it takes to demonstrate how awesome the music is in Pier Solar and the Great Architects. Sounds like a band, like Huey Lewis and The News, but unlike Huey Lewis and said News, this is a massive 16-bit RPG adventure on the Sega Genesis and Mega Drive. Released in 2010 by Watermelon. Do you enjoy games like the Phantasy Star series, Shining Force, and Final Fantasy? Well, pay attention to this one. Pier Solar is a 21st century retro release. I've seen a lot of these lately. New games on the Intellivision, Sega Dreamcast, even the Vectrex. Now it's the Genesis's turn. Hey Watermelon, when's the 32X version coming out? You start out with a small party of just a few kids with big hair and progressively get stronger while gaining magic spells, new weapons, armor, friends, and the like. It's a giant old school style RPG. If you've played these kinds of games before, you'll be right at home with Pier Solar, but come expecting a challenge.
Here is a commercial.
It's a difficult, time-consuming game, and in addition to that, it's not a straightforward, hold-you-by-the-hand kind of adventure. Pier Solar will test your grinding skills as much as your puzzle-solving and sheer exploration skills. The combat is excellent, as you can see it's turn-based, and reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy IV. You have standard weapon attacks, as well as magic and gathering. There's a command called Gather, which you'll learn to use frequently, which is what they're doing when they're gathering that white stuff from the air, collecting the force or something and using it to become stronger. Or you can send Gather to another party member to make them stronger. Frequently, you'll need to gather before you unleash powerful magic spells, so it leaves you defenseless for a little bit. And that's part of what makes combat exciting, as you learn to juggle offensive attacks with gathering. And you'll want to pay close attention to your armor and accessories. In fact, accessories are one of the most important things in the game because they can cut some of the damage in half. And Pier Solar will frequently, sadistically leave you in the middle of massive adventures without a place to rest or heal, and you've got to make it through a sizable chunk of time.
It's a terrific game, though. If you haven't seen it, check out my review of Devil Summoner 2. You'll see a lot of similarities between these two games. Devil Survivor is told in a very straightforward way through text and dialogue on the screen. It takes place more or less in the present day, and the writing quality is extremely high. This game is immediately interesting, especially once the death clocks start counting down. There's lots of characters to meet, and you explore the city trying to make sense of this mess and find a way out. Your team ends up with these things called comps, which ironically look exactly like Nintendo DS Lites. Maybe they're the Nintendo DSi-X model. Not only do they have a camera, but they can summon demons. Don't just take pictures of your friends, attack them with monsters, and snap a picture to show them later if they survive. Speaking of surviving, this is a challenging turn-based strategy game. Let's watch a battle unfold here, and what's very different with Devil Survivor, compared to many other role-playing style games, is that you're not continuously buying and upgrading weapons and armor and magic spells, but you are continuously buying and fusing demons. Demons are your weapons and your magic in this game. You rely on demons to fight for you. When you go into battle, you have your human in the center. You're flanked by 2 demons, one on either side of you. Each demon has different powers, and before you go into battle, you can edit your team and decide which demons to bring into combat with you. If one of your demons is killed off during the battle, you can put them away, and then from your reserve pile bring out another demon to fight alongside you. The whole thing can get very complex, and the more you use a demon, the more things they learn, they level up, your own characters level up, and then if you have 2 demons, you can fuse them together to create another more powerful demon, which retains some of the traits from the previous demons. You'll have some characters or demons that are great for offensive attacks, you'll have others that are better for healing, and you can be very creative with how you mix and match these guys. Not to mention, they're all very strange looking. If you're familiar with any of the front mission games, turn-based strategy games, or even the Final Fantasy Tactics series, you'll pick the gameplay up very quickly. There's some differences, but it's also very similar.
In addition to enabling some of your magic spells, gathering can be done multiple times to seriously increase your weapon's damage. Now, let's move on to the exploration part of the game. Like Phantasy Star 4, you see all of your party members, not just one. I always like that. There's lots of towns and environments to explore, loads of items, weapons, and armor, and a genuinely entertaining storyline. With a planet in trouble, that's about all I'll tell you. The characters are also likable, but what I dig is the writing style, which is far more relaxed and modern than the old school 90s RPGs. This packs some good laughs along the way, but I want to be clear here, this is a game for serious RPG enthusiasts only. Pure Solar is not a casual game. It's amazingly frustrating at times, especially when you get lost. Because the combat is draining after a while, you'll have to conserve your magic and health, but the designers found joy in hiding key items behind things that don't look like they're explorable parts of the environment, like this one part of the game where they hide a key behind a pillar that's impossible to find unless you just happen to walk into the wall there, or find a walkthrough online. Look, there's a play, pause, and stop button on the architecture. They invented the VCR. And there's a hidden key. You'll want that. Also, expect mazes, puzzles, and dozens of hours of your life spent in Pure Solar. In fact, I think this game was meant to be played more than once. Pure Solar isn't just about the video game. It's about the experience of owning a brand new Sega Genesis game again, with the plastic clamshell packaging, full-color instruction manual, and physical Sega Genesis game cartridge that also plays on the Mega Drive and works in PAL or NTSC. It blast processes Pure Solar.